Yeah, it's Friday night. It's 2 weeks till Halloween. So we got to get in the mood. So we're going to Halloween theme now. We're going to keep adding decorations as we go on. Dinner and news with DotSale tonight. It's dinner and news. Let's get into it. Yeah. I wonder if I should change this too. Should I change it to a Halloween theme opening and closing song? I'm gonna have to look into it, make sure it ain't copywritten. I'm gonna check it out though. Cause I'm feeling it. I like the Halloween theme. I think it's awesome. Through the orange lights in the back. Can't see them right now. You'll see them in a second. First, I gotta get y'all. It's dinner time. Some people call it supper. You call it dinner or supper. I always thought supper was kind of, I don't know. The supper was just like, just weak. It's like, you wanna have supper? You wanna have supper? Huh? You wanna have supper?
Oh my gosh. Shut up.
Supper. I don't want to have supper. I want to have dinner. So you're going to have dinner. It's going to be dinner and news with DotSale. The dinner and news go better with DotSale anyways. Supper and news with DotSale sounds crazy. I don't know. But y'all let me know how y'all moving with dinner or supper. I feel like it's cultural maybe. Let's see what we got though. Let's see. What do we got to eat? What do we got to eat tonight? We're going Halloween theme. Shout out to Tara for sending us this meal. We're going to go ahead and give some credit to the content creator, though. Although they don't really need us to give them any more visibility than they already have, because they got 2.29 million subscribers. And the channel's name is Chef Club. Chef Club, and they making some somewhat fun but low quality food. Either way, we're in the Halloween theme, so we're trying to go with Halloween themed food. So, and since it's the end of the week, we don't necessarily go really healthy at the end of the week like we do in the beginning when I have y'all eating salads and going on going on fast basically. We're gonna go ahead and get into some Halloween pizza bites. Let's check it out. No talking on this one, but we do get some Halloween music. Appreciate y'all for being here, so I gotta get y'all fed. Okay, we got some cutouts, coffin cutout there. Okay, tomato sauce. It's supposed to kind of be like, I guess, fake blood. Then you got the shredded cheese. Shredded cheese, Oh, then you put it back over. Oh, they closed the casket. Oh, that's clever. That is clever. All right, what are these circles gonna do? Okay, we got the same basic thing. Okay, we got black olives and Swiss cheese. The ground beef. Oh, wow. All right. We're gonna cook that, right? I know we're gonna cook it. Ground beef, balls with cheese on the inside. Okay. And we're wrapping it up. Is that a real string? I don't think we can eat the string. Those supposed to be pumpkins? All right, then we got these squares. We're gonna we got a lot of cheese going on here. We're gonna roll these up. Okay. This is fun. Oh, these are like bones. Wow. This is clever. We got the egg yolk to add a little bit of color and effect. Maybe some flavor. Okay. The ketchup with the cross. Okay. Oh, that's making a pumpkin. Wow. Okay, hold on. Let's check this out. Let's look at the final version right here. This is fun. It's fun. Let's get it. Where do we got it? Let's get the shot right there. Okay. All right, hold on real quick. I need to actually. I'm gonna switch this up. Let's make this orange. Let's make this orange real quick. Let's change this color right here. I'm gonna go orange right there. Okay, yeah, let's turn that to orange. And maybe we can get some spooky guys over here on either side. I'll do that for the next show. I'll make these little emojis. We'll make them like some spooky ghost emojis or something. We're gonna keep on adding to it. We're gonna keep on going Halloween themed for the rest of October, and then we'll do like a big show. So you got to make sure you're here for our afternoon show on Halloween, because that one's going to be really, really fun. We're going to have a lot of fun with the whole Halloween thing. And I'm going trick-or-treating. I'm taking kids trick-or-treating. What did I say? I said, I'm going trick-or-treating. No, hold on. The camera ain't on me, right? Is it on me? No, I'm not going trick-or-treating. I'm just taking the kids trick-or-treating. I'm too old to go trick-or-treating. I don't think you should ever be. I think adults should be able to go trick-or-treating. Y'all let adults go to Disney World. Why can't we go trick-or-treating? Adults can go. We can do everything but trick-or-treat. It's like a cutoff age, like trick-or-treat. You shouldn't trick-or-treat after you're like 17. I like it. And I give candy out too. I do give candy out. But yeah, what do y'all think? Are y'all excited for this? And you can make this vegan if you want. You can absolutely go with vegan cheese. You can, maneuver some different things and go with vegan ground beef if you really want to. There's obviously some vegetables scattered out. I think it's fun. What's your favorite one out of this? I think the pumpkins were really clever. I didn't even know the vision on that. I don't think that macaroni noodle elbow is going to be very good, though. Might want to not have that. I don't think it was actually cooked as far as being boiled first. But I like it. And this show is going to be still a feel-good Friday, so we're not going to get in anything like really negative, really depressing. I guess it depends on how you look at it, because we are going to talk about our politicians, and we have to really deep dive into that. Well, I don't want to say deep dive. It'll be a little more surface level. We're just going to graze over some of these people that are in politics, and we'll talk about them. But before I get into that, I actually want to talk a little bit more about Halloween, because we're going to do something Halloween themed every show for the next couple of weeks. And I think today, what do I got queued up? I think today, let's go. Who's in Colorado? Do we got anybody in Colorado in the chat? Let me know what's going on in Denver specifically. If you're in Denver, Colorado, we're gonna go here. Let's actually do it like this. We can go here. See, I got the jack-o'-lantern right there in the back. We kind of changed the lettering a little bit. We might change the font. We might make the font a little scarier when we come in the next week. I'm gonna play around with a lot of stuff over the weekend. But what I wanted to do is look and see what are the top trending Halloween costumes in Denver specifically, and maybe we'll go to every city and see what they're doing. Let's check it out. And we looked at it overall, and I think overall in the whole United States, it was Spider-Man. And another thing, they don't celebrate Halloween all across the world. Strange enough. It's like really a USA thing. I didn't know that exactly. I thought the whole world did it, but that was me as a kid. All right, let's check it out.
According to Google, there will be a lot of K-pop demon hunters roaming the streets this Halloween. I know Janelle said that's what her daughter is going to be.
Yeah, 3 of the top 5 trending costumes from Denver are characters for the hit movie. I still have no idea what it is.
I don't know either.
Another is Lorax, and coming in at number 5 is the nurse from Silent Hill.
Okay.
I don't know what that is either. In Grand Junction and Colorado Springs, Catwoman, Buzz Lightyear, Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn, Pirates, And Padme from Star Wars also on the list. Meantime, a Labubu is a top costume for dog. That's my dog, and that's not a costume. That's his birthday bandana.
Come on, man. Can we get the graphic of the dog wearing it? What is Labubu?
The Tiger Derpy from K-Pop Demon Hunter is number 2. A chicken, IHOP, and Crypto the dog from Superman ran out the top 5.
Crypto the dog from Superman. How do you make a crypto dog from Superman?
Either.
The news is being lazy, man. We ain't get no graphics on none of this. Like who is behind the scenes right here? I get more graphics than this, and I ain't even a big studio. I do this all myself. Like, it's crazy. I set the whole studio up, do all the graphics, do all the thumbnails, come up with everything. And these guys can't even like give us what Mira, Lorax, Rumi, and I wanted to see the dog specifically. And then this guy wants to show his dog off being all selfish. Let me show my dog off. Can we get the actual Labubu? You know what? Now I got to look it up. Hold on real quick. Let's at least look at one since these people want to be, since they don't want to help us. Yeah, we'll just go right here. Let me see. Labubu. Let's see what that is. Boo? I don't even know what this is, y'all. This is it? This is Labubu? How do you dress your dog up like this? Let me see. Let's go Labubu dog Halloween costume. I want to see how they're putting this together. I would have had this queued up, but I thought the news was going to give us better graphics so we could see it. Oh, okay, I got it right here. Okay, so the dogs are going to look like this. Let's go to images. Let's see. Let's see a dog here. We got this. This on TikTok. Let's see what we got. Let's go to it. I don't know if that's copyrighted or not. I'm not into stealing people's stuff. But, okay, we got it there. You think the dogs are happy with this? I don't think none of these dogs look happy. But then again, these dogs never look happy. I don't think these dogs are capable of smiling. They look like they're in good spirits, possibly. They might be hot. Okay, all right, that's Labubu. All right, I guess. I don't know. Was there any other one? You want to look at one more? Let me see. I think I know what Lorax is. That's that cartoon character. The nurse from Silent Hill. Oh, that's for the people. I guess we know what a chicken is. IHOP?
I think he turned 3 that year. Aww. That's Tugboat. The Tiger Derpy from K-Pop Demon Hunter is number 2. A chicken, IHOP, and Crypto the dog from...
What is IHOP? I just feel like if I pull up IHOP, it's just going to bring up a pancake restaurant. All right, we're done with these people. I'm going to find a better news story for our next city that we do. Denver, y'all are slacking over there. I'm going to be nice, though, and not give y'all a dislike. They only got 1 like on the video, literally. I could ratio them right now, hit them with the dislike. But I don't know. They tried. Maybe a like will encourage them to do better next time. You know what? I'm about to put a comment in. Please add graphics of... Oh, I got my caps lock on, so I guess I'm gonna be screaming it at them. Please add graphics to what each costume, how you spell costume? I think I got it right. Looks like next time. Especially. How you spell it? Especially. Alley. I think I got it right. Especially Alley. No, man. I'm all over the place. Somebody help me out. Hold on real quick. I gotta figure this out. Next time. For the dogs to
judge my physical and mental, my physical as well as my mental fitness.
And I'll give him a comment. All right, cool. We got it right there. Hey, don't nobody laugh at me because I couldn't spell especially.
I think I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect.
All right, let's see what else we got. I wanted to look at some of the Halloween movies. Oh, no. We're going to do this one first. Oh, yeah, this was fun. All right, yo, check this out, y'all. Check this out. Check this out. All right, let's check this out. We're going to look at some costumes in, I'm assuming it's probably like Las Vegas or something. Could be somewhere else. This was fun, though.
Watch out, I'm black!
What is the best Halloween movie to watch this spooky season?
Always watch Nightmare on Elm Street.
Gotta go with John Carpenter's Halloween from 1978. Michael Myers is the OG. Halloween revolves around him, so yeah, gotta go with Halloween.
I have to go with Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas.
I can't lie, I like Hocus Pocus. This is nostalgic.
Halloween.
I like Hocus Pocus.
Man, these are some cool costumes.
Ella Ripley, best final girl.
Terrifier. Dude, Arthur Clown is like one of the best new villains, dude. It's always a classic. The Exorcist, baby.
Casper.
Not a movie, but I like Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
The Thing.
I ain't gonna lie, I like Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Paranoia is
I know y'all don't
Fun
think I
size,
should, but I
starring
liked it.
Victoria Justice. Nobody ever talks about it anymore, but I love it.
I'd say probably Trick or Treat. Well, one I've been watching is Scream.
Ooh, Hereditary. Easily. Very underrated pick. I'm not gonna lie, it's not a scary movie. It's not too crazy scary, but Abigail.
Hocus Pocus.
Not a movie, but I would say
I'm more interested in the costumes they're wearing than anything they got to say. Just the visual of these costumes are super, super fun. Like, wow, he's got some really white teeth too, by the way. You noticed that. Let's see. Yeah, they want to talk about what are some of the best Halloween movies of all time. His costume was dope. This was fire. How'd he do the eye like that? Can he see through that? Is he really missing his eye? Man, what are y'all dressing up for Halloween? This is getting me kind of hyped. I don't really go this hard dressing up, but you know, these are some cool costumes, man. That's Penguin, right? Is that Penguin? I think that's Penguin. That's fire. Man, that is fun. That is fire. What was the cat's name in Sabrina the Teenage Witch? I don't know. I'm not going to Google it because, like, I hate using Google. I remember the cat, though, the black cat. The cat was, like, a big part of the show, though. I know the cat. How you going to put me on the spot? Like, TK214, all right, now you got to tell us what the cat is. Now you got to tell us, so I'm waiting. You got to give us the answer. I watched the show, though. I know it, but it was, like, 15 years ago or something. I'm gonna have to watch it. I'm gonna watch. Matter of fact, let's check out some Halloween movies while we wait for you to tell us who the cat is. Cause now that's in order. We're gonna need to know who the cat is, and I'm not Googling it because I hate cheating. Somebody knows who the cat is in Sabrina the Teenage Witch, so we're gonna have to figure that out. In the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and check out some movies and see. And I wanted to look at them on VHS to make it a little more creepy. So let's do that. All right, we got the whole Halloween series right here. Okay. And if you watch Halloween movies, you definitely have to watch them VHS if you got the possibility. I know it's tough now and you got to pretty much stream everything, but let's actually let's see this one. This is good. This is good. The Blob, Dawn of the Dead, Halloween, They Live, Alien. Remember Alien? CBS Fox Video, Alien, Psycho, Nightmare. I don't think I'm actually like, okay, I know y'all seen some of these. Child's Play, I ain't gonna lie, scared me forever. I was scared of stuffed animals and dolls for a long time because of Child's Play. Child's Play has given people a lot of nightmares, more than The Sandman, I would think. The Exorcist, Dead Alive, I don't think I've seen that one. Friday the 13th, everybody's seen that. Killer Clowns, that's what, clowns really wasn't supposed to be scary. It was actually this movie that made clowns scary. This movie right here made like normal clowns that are supposed to be fun, made them scary. Halloween, Leprechaun. We got Leprechaun over there in the corner. Oh, I can't do it like that. Hold on. I gotta leave it. Oh, that's good. I can do that. Yeah. Leprechaun right there. Sleepaway Camp. The Thing. What is this movie? Oh, Nightmare on Elm Street. These are all on VHS too. So when we're looking at VHS too, let's look at a couple of these and then we can kind of move on. But I want to look at some of them in like the kids movies, not so much the really scary ones. Did y'all who read Goosebumps books? I used to read Goosebumps books all the time. Do y'all remember when Goosebumps books made it to where you can turn the page to go whatever way you want to go? So basically, you'll get to a point in the book where it's like, do you want to go in the basement or do you want to go in the attic? And if you want to go in the basement, then you got to flip to page 56. If you want to go in the attic, you flip to page 43. It was insane. It was so much fun. I used to love Goosebumps books, especially when they did that, when you could pick the story within the story. So fun. Let's look at a few of these. Some kids movies. Okay, yeah, we can just go here. That's good. Let me zoom in a little bit. We'll check these ones out before we move on. Alvin and the Chipmunks Meet Frankenstein. Scooby-Doo Zombie Island. Scooby-Doo was kind of scary no matter what, because like all of the villains always, were kind of dressed up in disguise and stuff. Casper, Seeing is Believing. Very iconic Casper. Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus was fire. The Little Vampire. Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders. Scooby-Doo making a big appearance here. How much you want for these? Are they selling these? Oh, it's just 90s and 2000 kids Halloween's movies so far. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had a nice, fun conversation on Reddit about this. So, yeah, my thing is like, you got the cat's name? I think she got it right here. Let me see. Oh, she got the name right here. All right, what was the cat's name? The cat's name was I can't pronounce that last name though. Saberhagen. I remember Salem now. I do remember it now. According to Google, Salem was an 800-year-old warlock transformed into a cat by the witches' council for his failed attempt at world domination. Wow. That's an L by Salem. He tried to have world domination and ended up being turned into a cat for eternity. I don't know. He did end up getting free room and board for the rest of his life and a free supply of cat food forever. I'm pretty sure Sabrina was feeding him canned cat food, so he was getting the good stuff. Sabrina, she wasn't poor. Wasn't like he ended up in the slums in an alley. He didn't turn into an alley cat. He was a domestic house cat. Okay, Salem. I kind of want to watch that. I'm gonna tell y'all, you gotta come. Hey, everybody, you have to come back on Monday. On Monday, I'm gonna reveal my favorite Halloween themed movie. I will do it on Monday for the Monday show. For the Monday show, I'm gonna do it. All right, I'm gonna tell y'all my favorite Halloween movie. I was about to say it now, but we're gonna save it. We're gonna save it. All right. So, what do y'all think about that? We're gonna look at some more movies as we continue to get closer to Halloween, and I want to watch a few of them too. I'm kind of a scaredy cat though when it comes to movies, or when it comes to scary movies. So I try to keep it like not super, super scary because I'll have nightmares. But for some reason, I still like Halloween. All right. Well, that was fun. I don't know. I could talk about that all day. We could have just did a whole Halloween show tonight. But we still got to talk about these politicians, and that's what's on the thumbnail. That's what's on the title. That's why people are coming into the show for the most part. Although I don't think y'all had any problem going through Halloween costumes and Halloween movies. I just can't believe it. I can't. You want to do one more fun thing? All right, one more fun thing. All right. Let's check out drinks from the early 90s and 2000s. We got a little time today. We're just kicking it tonight, all right, y'all? We're just kicking it. It's Feel Good Friday. We're not taking any of this too serious. We're not going to take it too serious. We can actually do this in food. Nah, we'll do it in latest. We'll do it in latest. All right, let's check it out. What do we got? Do y'all remember any of these drinks? These drinks were from the early 90s or late 90s, well, I guess whole 90s up to early 2000s, and then they're kind of not here anymore. I actually remember a couple of these, and a couple of these I don't. I remember Fruitopia. That was just like sugar water, but it was good. I drank a lot of Fruitopia. I'm not proud of it. What I don't remember is Lifesavers Punch. I don't remember Lifesavers. Do y'all remember this? I don't remember Lifesavers Punch. I never had that. But I did used to eat Lifesavers. I like the gummy ones more than the hard ones. Obviously, we remember High C. Like, they still make High C, don't they? High C's not even gone. Like, you can still get out of it. I was at Qdoba, Mexican restaurant, and they had it there. Let's see. Mountain Dew Pitch Black, Pepsi Twist, Red Fusion, Dr. Pepper, Pepsi Blue. Pepsi Blue is actually really popular. I'm surprised that's gone. Surge, that was like an energy drink, basically. That was like a precursor to energy drinks. The Big Juice, I don't remember that. That one looks kind of Halloween themed. A little bit, the Big Juice. And Jolt, Coca-Cola, or Jolt Cola. Crystal Pepsi, was that clear Pepsi? Those jugs were disgusting. They tasted terrible. Snapple Rain. Do we even still have Snapple at all? I can't remember the last time I seen Snapple. And you got Red Ball and you got Orbits. Orbits looks kind of fun. I wish I'd have got a chance to try Orbits. Yeah. Y'all remember any of these? I don't know. Like, I think I tried maybe like at least 30% of these. Definitely tried Surge. I tried Pepsi Twist. High C, of course. The Squeeze-Its. I've had Squeeze-Its. Squeeze-Its were like the cheaper version of the Kool-Aid ones. So like Kool-Aid was the premium. Squeeze-It was like the off-brand one. And I remember Squeeze-Its. Yeah. I don't know. Kind of fun. All right. Now we can get into the main topic. All right. Had to do it. Let's see. How do we want to start this? We can go in a couple different directions. Let's start from the oldest, and then let's begin to go in a few different directions. I think we'll start with how some of the older, I mean, when I say old, I mean like boomers, like people that might possibly not even be alive in the next like 5 years. Kind of controlling the country and making decisions that I think younger minds might be better equipped to, not only from a mental standpoint, but from a physical standpoint. We get an opportunity to see a guy like Mitch. But first, let's check out Bernie and see what he's got to say. We'll catch a quick clip of him.
How do you think this
let me put this. Let me do it like this. Yeah, let's do it like this. All right. And this is the question, too. This is the question. It's Halloween themed. Still having a little bit of fun. But it is kind of serious because these people make decisions that affect our lives daily, whether we want to accept it or not. So are politicians all, I use the word all specifically on purpose, actually evil? Well, let's go ahead and go through a lot of these politicians and hear from them. All right. We're just going to go with the most popular clips going around right now.
Shutdown reflects on Chuck Schumer's leadership?
Well, I think it reflects more on Mike Johnson's leadership and President Trump's leadership. This is a leadership which said it's okay to give well, how do you feel? You tell me. Think it's a good idea to give $1 trillion in tax breaks to the richest people in the country and then make massive cuts to healthcare for working class people?
I think Chuck Schumer has voted for continuing resolutions 13 times in the last 4 years, and he has the opportunity to vote for one again, but he's refusing to come to the table.
Well, I think, look.
How do you think this shutdown reflects on Chuck Schumer's leadership?
Well, I think it reflects more on Mike Johnson's leadership.
Immediate deflection by Sanders. Come on, Sanders. You've been on the earth for like 1 million years. I could put my life into yours like probably 3 times and still wouldn't add up to as old as you are. No, I'm not playing ageism. That's not what I'm doing. I think it's absolutely a privilege and an accomplishment to become old. My thing is this, though. When you become that old, shouldn't you be like the most wisdom, like have the most wisdom among all of us? He can't even, The first thing he does is not answer the question, but deflect right back to the reporter and get irritated that he asked him. I mean, come on, man. After all this time, you ain't learned how to just answer a question directly. That's how you know that these lifelong politicians that continue to get paid by us, the people, are completely corrupt. Yeah, I said it, completely corrupt. Sanders, come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. And I want to talk about the whole socialist thing because I know a lot of people are for socialism, I should say, but I got to push back on socialism for a couple of different reasons. And I think we'll get into that in a little bit. But for now, we're just going to look at Sanders and try to realize why he is still up here fighting for something that he can't even win at his age. Like, when are you going to just find the time to relax? You're super rich, bruh. And where the hell are your kids at? Where the hell are your Bernie Sanders? Where's baby Sanders at? Can he come in and take your place? His kids is older than most of us. Look, this is crazy, y'all. But that's what Bernie had to say. And I don't even know what he said. He didn't say anything.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. And I want to have them answered immediately.
Look how he deflects. Let's listen one more time.
This shutdown reflects on Chuck Schumer's leadership.
Well, I think it reflects more on Mike Johnson's leadership and President Trump's leadership. This is a leadership which said it's okay to give well, how do you feel? You tell me. Think it's a good idea to give $1 trillion in tax breaks to the richest people in the country and then make massive cuts to healthcare for working class people?
Come on, man. You gonna answer a question with a question? Bernie, come on, man. This is crazy at your age. I expect a lot of wisdom out of a guy like Bernathen. And he's just saying, absolutely not. I'm not answering a question. I'm going to continue to deflect. He's the host. He's the one asking you questions. Look, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. We're just getting started, though. We are just getting started. You talking about the drinks? Oh, hold on. Let me see. Let me pull the drinks back up. Yeah. You had all of them? There's no way you had all of these. Hold on real quick. Where'd I have that at? We can go here. You had all of these drinks? Except, you said except Lifesaver. Yeah, I don't think anybody had that. That was like a trial run. I ain't gonna lie, if you got a can of the Lifesavers, if you got a can of the Lifesavers can, like, you could probably get some money for that. I bet them is going on eBay for like $1,000 a can. Like, nobody had that. I don't even know where that came from. I don't even think that's real. And how would it taste? Oh, that's disgusting. I mean, I guess it's possible. There's just some I never even seen, though. You had the Snapple ones, too? I guess it's possible. I've seen a lot of these, though. I have seen a lot of these before, so I guess it makes sense. I would probably see a lot of these and not even buy them, though, at that time. So there's that. But when you're younger, though, like, these things are very, like, now you see that they're selling, like, the cereal. What is it, Wednesday? Wednesday's really popular from Addams Family. She got a show on Netflix. And if you go, I was in Target, and they got it, like, right there when you walk in. They got the Wednesday cereal, trying to capitalize on the whole Halloween thing. And it's like, as a kid, like, you see that box of basically just repackaged sugar, like, you want to buy it. You absolutely want to buy it. So, I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense from that standpoint. And, they do good with advertising to kids. They really do. And you see these politicians, and they're like 100 years old, and it's like, I don't think the kids are really going to be able to relate to these politicians when they're making blunders like this on camera in front of everybody. Let's check out what's going on with Mitch McConnell. Mitch, man. Mitch McConnell. Sheesh. What's going on with Mitch?
Kidnapping them?
What? What is he doing? Bruh. Come on, Mitch.
Come on, man.
You seen what they tried to do to President Biden, too. He was supposed to be the president right now. Oh, no, he couldn't be. Well, no, yeah, he could. He had another term. He could have been the president right now. But he declined too fast before they can get him in office. And then they probably would have tried to get Kamala to take his place immediately. And these guys right here, like a guy like this doesn't even know where he's at, man. Mitch doesn't even know where the hell he is, bruh. At all.
Don't! Kidnapping them?
Look, people pressing him, trying to get information, asking him questions. He's just trying to hurry up and get to the restroom. And then you see him right here. Hey. Bro, if bro didn't have a hand on him, he would have smacked his head directly on the concrete. Directly on the concrete, bruh. And, you know, we're seeing this and we're trying to figure out what's going on because it's like we can't even get in. He's basically holding up a spot from somebody younger at this point, and he shouldn't even be out there. And then what the hell's he got on his feet? Bro got the Ortho 17s on his feet. He got the Ortho Air 8s. Like he got the orthopedic Jumpmans. Bro, he out there literally in hiking boots. He got hiking shoes on, bruh. Look, his insoles cost $250 to try to keep his feet from hurting. He can't even wear the original insoles. He gotta buy the ones where it hits your pressure point. Like, listen, and then the people that are surrounding him, like these people, the cop is trying to look away like he didn't see what happened. Mitch McConnell don't know where he's at. And this is the people that are leading us right now. And we can't tell them nothing. Come on, man. Bruh. Come on, man.
Here is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
Bro, I can't believe that we have people listen, when you get to the age, you should be forced into retirement at 75 from jobs like this. Like, it's fine if you want to cut your own grass. Like, let us take over, man. Like, there's plenty of people between the ages of like 25 to 60 that can do your job much more efficiently than you. How old is McConnell? Let me see something real quick. I don't even know how old he is. I'm just going to check on the phone real quick. I'll get y'all the update. How old is Mitch McConnell? He's 83. He was born in 1942. Bro, where is his grandkids at? I wouldn't even listen, I would not, as if I was his grandparent, his grandson, but you know you can't talk to these people. He's not going to listen to you. He's going to blow you off. He's going to call you a young whippersnapper. He going to be like, in my day, you was born in 1942, bro. You was born literally like 60 years, longer than 70 years before the iPhone came out. When you were born, there was barely a phone. You were using Morse code as a kid to communicate. And like, again, this isn't ageism. It's just like, bro, let us take over. You go relax and enjoy how much money you got. Let me see something. I know his net worth is insane. Watch this. What's Mitch McConnell's net worth? It's going to be in the millions. Watch. Mitch, look. Should I pull it up on? I got to pull up the graph because y'all got to see this like literally like right now. Like I got to show y'all this in real time. Hold on real quick. What's Mitch McConnell's net worth? You got to get the graphic along with it. You can't just hear it from me because it's different when you actually see it. It's different when you actually look at the graphic. Look at this. Bruh. Mitch McConnell. Oh, let me move that. $34 million, Mitch McConnell. And he ain't enjoying none of it, bruh. Ain't none of this fun for Mitch. None of it. He not having fun with his $34 million. Everybody else that's leading him into the path of the dark side is enjoying it. But McConnell ain't enjoying none of this. He's just here, bruh. Let me get one more of McConnell real quick. Look at this. And this ain't the first time. This ain't the first time it's happened to McConnell. That's why they holding him up already. And there's been times where he's frozen on camera. He's felling plenty of times. This is elder abuse. Elder abuse, child abuse. Bro can barely move. He should be somewhere he should be getting picked up and carried wherever he wants to for $34 million. Hey, listen, if any time y'all see me and I'm like 83 years old and y'all say DotSale, he now has a net worth of $50 million from doing YouTube every single weekday for 100 years straight, don't even tune in no more. Literally, like, call YouTube and say, y'all got to stop this guy from streaming. I'm gonna be passing out, drooling on camera, asking for donations. Like, come on, man, this is crazy. This is insane, bro. Mitch McConnell.
You're done. You're done. Sorry, but you're done.
You're done, Mitch McConnell. We don't want you up here anymore. You got to stop, bro. And I had to talk about it because, like, this leads into some of the senile ways that these politicians are moving. Now, let's look at Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi is worth trillions of dollars, it seems like. She has beaten the stock market every single year, end over end, to make an egregious amount of money over her time in politics. She nets like $150,000 a year or something after taxes as a politician, but somehow she's worth like $1 billion quadrillion. And she's senile out here at this point. We're gonna look her age and net worth up too, just because we did it for Mitch. We got to be equal here. But let's check out young. And this might be, what's that thing that you get when you get older and you begin to start to somebody knows. You know, when you start to lash out and you forget what's going on and you become mean unnecessarily. Alzheimer's. Is it Alzheimer's? I might be wrong. You know the one I'm talking about. Somebody got the answer. Let's check out Nancy. She gets asked a simple question and goes insane.
Congresswoman Pelosi, are you at all concerned that the new January 6th committee will find you liable for that day? Are you at all concerned about the new January 6th committee finding you liable for that day? Why did you refuse the National Guard on January 6th?
Look.
Shut up. I did not refuse the National Guard. The president didn't send it. Why are you coming here with Republican talking points as if you're a serious journalist?
The American people want to know
Why is she so angry, bruh? That's not natural. Nancy Pelosi should not be this mad. And you see, if you look right here, she being held up, bruh. Just like Mitch. Got a hand on her. One wrong move and it could be the end of her existence right there on camera. And that'll be a sad sight to see. And I'm just wondering what we're moving like. And this is Republican. Mitch is a Republican, if I'm not mistaken. Nancy's a Democrat. So this on both sides of the aisle. These people are completely insane. And they can't give up power. It's not even about money no more. It's about power and just continuing to try to destroy the country because, like, honestly, y'all got nothing. Y'all don't even have to deal with the ramifications of what's going to happen to us 10 years from now, 20 years from now, guaranteed. None of these politicians that's above the age of like 70, 75, they don't even got to deal with anything that's going to happen to the country. Let's check her out again. This is crazy.
Congresswoman Pelosi, are you at all concerned that the new January 6th committee will find you liable for that day? Are you at all concerned about the new January 6th committee finding you liable for that day? Why did you refuse the National Guard on January 6th?
Shut up. I did not refuse the National Guard. The president didn't send it. Why are you coming here with Republican talking points as if you're a serious journalist?
The American people want to know. We still have questions. Thank you. Congresswoman Pelosi, are you at all concerned that the new January 6th committee will find you liable for that day? Are you at all concerned about the new January 6th committee finding you liable for that
Watch
day?
this.
Why did you refuse the National Guard on January 6th?
Shut up. I did not refuse the National Guard. The president didn't send it. Why are you coming here with Republican talking points as if you're a serious journalist?
The American people want to know. We still...
The teeth damn near came out her mouth when she's... Now, we can't let her off the hook that easy. You know, I want to know. I want to know what her net worth is. Yes, I'm pocket watching Pelosi because I'm just trying to figure it out. So we're just going to slide her in here real quick and see what's going on. We checked out McConnell. Let's check out Pelosi. Let's check out Mrs. Nancy. Let's see. As of today, she was born in 1940. She's 85 years old of the Democratic Party. And to go over to her net worth, $114 million. Bro, come on, man.
What do you mean?
Bruh, you're spending your time arguing with reporters and you got $116 million, bruh. She got $15 million in Apple Inc. Listen, this woman right here is the definition of insider trading. There's nobody on the planet that has made more money in stocks than Nancy Pelosi, and it's not even close. She's never lost. She's 100-0. She's undefeated. She's the Floyd Mayweather of the stock market. Is this just in 20? So this only goes back to 2018. So 2025, she probably worth like 200 right now. Look, y'all, this has got to be stopped, man. This has got to be stopped. There's no way under any circumstance that this woman should not be on a beach having people delivering martinis and those big fruit trays with all the special fruit on there. But she's out here having to be held up, walked around, told what to do, and fiercely screaming at reporters over something that happened 5 years ago at this point. When was January 6th? Was that like 6-7 years ago? She's still mad.
Are you at all concerned that the new January 6th committee will find you liable for that day? Are you at all concerned about the new January 6th committee finding you liable for that day? Why did you refuse
She's being held
the
up by
National
two
Guard
people.
on January 6th?
Shut up. I did not refuse the National Guard. The president didn't send it. Why are you coming here with Republican talking points?
Look at the firm grip she got on bro's hand. Like the firm grip, bro over there, he loses his whole left hand is numb. She's squeezing the hell out of his hand, bruh. And bro look confused all the way. They ain't even worried about it. They just don't want her to fall. This is crazy, man. This is crazy.
Use the National Guard. The president didn't send it. Why are you coming here with Republican talking points as if you're a serious journalist?
The American people want to know. We still have questions.
Bro, she's so mad she could have had a brain aneurysm right there right there answering that question, bro. She's about to have a straight heart attack. Bro, this is not okay, man. And I'm not saying this even, I'm saying this from the heart, man. Like, her grandchildren need to step up, her son or daughter. And I know she's going to say, no, get out of here, you rick and fracking kids. But nah, bro. Nah. I got power of attorney, and I'm telling you, you're done. You are absolutely done. Hey, mom, grandmom, great-grandmother, great-great-grandmother at this point.
You're done. You're done. Sorry, but you're done.
And that's where we're at. Now, I want to go into the government shutdown a little bit, and let's talk about it, because I think that, you know, we're seeing some different sides to it. So let's go ahead and see what this guy's talking about. Not exactly sure who he is, but it seems like some information that will lead into the next part that we're going to talk about, because we're going to look at what the people are doing now based off of what's happening in the government. But for now, let's check this one out. We'll talk about it as necessary.
And only one person in the Democratic Party has broken with the ranks. It's like, I don't understand it. It hasn't been working well for Democrats with Mondani.
This is pretty simple. The government does not have to be shut down. It doesn't have to be shut down. We can
Senator,
fix this
now
here
you're just parsing,
in a matter of just a couple days. I mean, this could be easily solved by sitting down at the table.
To get past 60, you need some Democrats to reopen that's what's going to have to happen. Senator, you close the government down because you want $1.5 trillion for all these different things that Schumer wants. That it's obvious to everyone, although, you know, maybe you can convince the public that it's the Republicans, but it's not. And only one person in the...
I just had to scan his face real quick. I don't know who he is. They're saying this guy's called Chris Hillman. Hold on, let me see something. Oh, he's Senator Mark Kelly. All right. Senator Mark Kelly's his name. All right, let me see. Let me look at Senator. I didn't even think. I wasn't even going to get on his age, but let me see. Senator Mark Kelly. Oh, there's him. He's only 61, though. See, he actually looks older than he is. I would have thought he was right there with Pelosi and McConnell and all of them. The president of the United States is like damn near 79, ain't he? Let's see. Orange City, New Jersey. Yeah, Democratic Party. Oh, he's from the Democrats. Let's see. Let's check out his net worth. He might need to work a little bit longer, though. I don't think he's worth as much as those other two. How did he be getting so much money in they said he's worth 20 M's. This guy's worth 20 million. I don't even know. Listen, I'm at the age where I can get into politics, especially if I keep on covering stuff like this. I'll be very well versed in politics. And as we know, it doesn't take much to get in. You just really need to get a following, to be honest. And I can create that right here on YouTube. Should we just become a political channel and I try to figure out a way to run? Maybe I can run over here in Minnesota, because we got some things we got to talk about in Minnesota too, specifically with guys like Omar Fateh. You know, he's bringing in the baddies. You know, let's actually go to that. Let's go to that real quick. I want to actually no. We got to look at the people real quick. Then we're gonna get into that. I just want to see what this is doing to the people before because I think that is that'll be next. That'll be next. You know what? Because all of this, we got. Why is everybody old this stream? Sheesh, this is crazy. All right, let's check this guy out, though. He's stealing food. The government shutdown has affected even their... This is discrimination, get your own age group. As the older politicians, the least you could do is take care of your own. This guy, obviously, Silver Fox, looks good for his age, I would think. After what we're seeing from Mark Kelly, this guy could possibly only be like in his 50s or something. I have no idea. But let's just assume that, you know, he's definitely of the older age. We don't want to disrespect our elders. But at the age he's at, and we're seeing how much McConnell's worth, Nancy Pelosi got 114 M's, and y'all leaving your allies, the people that are voting for you to keep you in office, because I damn sure ain't voting for no damn Pelosi or McConnell or Mark Kelly. Absolutely not. I need me somebody that's between the ages of 35 to 55, period. And I'd even go younger than that, to be honest. I'll put somebody in that's like 25, although, you know, prefrontal cortex and all that. But listen, this guy got to steal food at the age of like 70.
I went grocery stealing today. Look what I got. I got a pork.
And he got on army pants. Is he in the military?
I got a pork roast. I went grocery stealing. Take that, Walmart. I went grocery stealing today. Look what I got. I got a pork. I got a pork roast. I went grocery stealing. Take that, Walmart. I went grocery stealing today.
He said, I went grocery stealing today. You need to steal some new teeth. Hey, listen, my thing is this, right? My thing is this. When you see the older politicians and you see the old people suffering, we definitely know it's a problem. I could see if y'all are mad at the youth, then cool, like, you know, mistreat us, but you mistreating your own. Bro out here, more than likely, possibly an army vet, has to go grocery stealing. Stealing. Come on, man. Yeah, he got army pants on. And then, I got to tell him right now.
Eat your vegetables!
Bro, you stealing a pork roast? That is disgusting. All right, so we're seeing this, and it just starts to bring in more questions like, what do we really got going on out here in the world?
Look what I got. I got a pork. I got a pork roast.
You know how cold that
I went
is?
grocery stealing. Take that, Walmart.
You know how cold that is on your stomach? He been doing that for a long time. He's a pro. He wasn't even affected. He put an ice block right next to his... He put an ice block right next to his, you know, down there. Like, come on, man. This is crazy. But it's not just him. If they're not stealing, then they're on a bridge fighting. Let's check it out. This is what the government shutdown is doing to the people and the divisiveness that is within the United States of America.
Don't touch my flag. Don't touch my flag, man. Don't touch my flag, man. Don't touch my flag.
We got the classic Republican versus Democrat, liberal versus conservative.
Don't touch my flag. No, that's insult.
No, you're touching us.
Don't touch my flag. Don't touch my flag. Don't touch my flag. Don't touch my flag. Y'all leftists are crazy. Don't touch my flag. Don't touch my flag. Don't touch my flag.
He was about to, you know, he's too soft to punch anybody. These people can't even protect themselves. They be acting tough, but ain't none of these people ever fought. They're not athletes. They're just there, bro. They're just there. They're just there. And then most of them probably don't even like the police. Listen, this right here, this image that we're seeing, we got three women. We got three women or females, I don't know, of the white descent, and they're out here fighting with a white man. But then for some reason, there's a black man holding a Trump sign saying, "Don't touch my flag," and he got the 47 hat on right there. Country boy. He got the Trump flag. You seen him right there. Look. Let's get America back. He grabbed his flag quick, though. He knew he couldn't fight the white woman. The white guy can fight the white woman, but that guy would have went to jail immediately if he'd have tried to yank that flag back. That would have been assault on contact. He going to jail. So he went ahead and grabbed his flag. Yeah, he got the Trump right there. You see it in the back of his hat. Trump. Black men for Trump. He got it right there. And he's recording. So this video's somewhere on the internet. And I'm assuming that's his buddy right there. So, you know, it's good to see black and white men come together. And it's good to see white women sticking together and standing up for what they believe in. I don't know what the hell's going on over here. Like, honestly,
I think I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect.
But I still don't get it. I still don't get it. I don't know what the hell's going on and what they got on their feet. You know what? I wasn't trying to make this a roasting session. All of this is confusing. We're just having fun. It's Feel Good Friday. I appreciate y'all. Anybody that's here that's been sticking around for all of this craziness, y'all are incredible. Y'all are some of the most intelligent people on the planet Earth. And, you know, I don't even think it compares. I don't think so. And as we continue to build our family up and we continue to get more notoriety and the numbers continue to grow, like, I'm just telling you right now, we have some great things in store for us. Like, truly, truly. How are y'all liking the food? Did y'all try everything? Did y'all get the the pizzas, the caskets? Did you get the pumpkins and the bones? And make sure you eat your vegetables too. We got some is that kale? Spinach? I don't know what that is. But it's a lot of bread and cheese and sauce. So you might want to go ahead and try to get some vegetables in there too. We did have some olives on there for the eyes. Thought that was pretty cool. So help yourself to as much food as you want as we go through this. We're about halfway through. How much time? What are we at? We're at an hour. We might get to like 2 hours. I didn't get that. Like, whoa. No, yeah, we got to do it. I want to go into this different section. This is going to lead into Omar Fateh. We'll talk a little bit about Ilhan Omar. Those two are in my state. They're in my state of Minnesota. I call it mine. It's really all of ours. We the people. We the people. But I want to talk about him a little bit. He's got a few things going on. We'll talk about this. Let's go to Mondani first. I want to start with Mondani because he's got some weird things going on where he's talking about like giving free bus rides to everybody. I don't know what the hell is going on, but let's see if we can make some logic of it from our point of view, from our standpoint, from the way we think. Because we don't group think, we don't follow everybody else. We think for ourselves. So we want to look at this from our point of view, family. Let's check out what he's got to say.
How you'll make them free.
We will fund the revenue that would have otherwise been brought in from fares. And that's something that we would do in partnership with Albany. And I've put forward two proposals. The first is to raise taxes on the top 1% of New Yorkers by 2%. That would raise $4 billion. The second is to raise the state's top corporate tax rate to match that of New Jersey, which would raise $5 billion.
But the question is how you'll make them free.
We will fund the revenue that would have otherwise been brought in from fares. And that's something that we would do in partnership with Albany. And I've put forward two proposals. The first is to raise taxes on the top 1% of New Yorkers by 2%. That would raise $4 billion. The second is to raise the state's top corporate tax rate to match that of New Jersey, which would raise $5 billion.
But the question.
Oh my God, bro. These people are so dumb. Yeah, you know what? You might see a DotSale. You might see a DotSale flyer on your lawn in the next like 2 to 6 years. I gotta see. We might have to get involved. We might have to get, because this is crazy. I didn't have it up. My bad. Hold on, let me get the graphic up for y'all. I probably look better than Mondani though, so there's that. I'll play it for y'all one time with his face.
Is how you'll make them free.
We will fund the revenue that would have otherwise been brought in from fares. And that's something that we would do in partnership with Albany. And I've put forward two proposals. The first is to raise taxes on the top 1% of New Yorkers by 2%. That would raise $4 billion. The second is to raise the state's top corporate tax rate to match that of New Jersey, which would raise $5.
Who y'all think looks better? Me or Mondani? My hairline's better. Still got the baby hairs right there. A little something. He's back here, bro. And he been getting hair transplants. I don't even line my hair up. It's just how my hairline looks naturally. Y'all remember when I had the locks like Jesus? If you go back maybe 3 months ago and look at my videos, you just go back in the backlog. I had the locks like Jesus. I look just like how they described them in the Bible. Yeah, okay, so here's the problem, Mondani. I'm just going to use common sense here. You continue to raise the taxes on the billionaire companies that would give jobs to a lot of the people within the city, then they'll just leave. They'll just leave. They'll just go somewhere else. They'll just take their business somewhere else. It might be annoying for them to do, but eventually they will, because it'll cost less money for them to leave and just take that immediate L up front. It might cost them like $10 billion. It might cost them like $100 million to leave. But you're going to be taking that in taxes over the next 5 years. So why not just cut their losses early? And then how you going to pay for it? You're going to have to tax the poor, the same people you're trying to help. So this doesn't work. And then also, you've seen it in places like California where many of companies just shipped up and left. And now California is in a budget deficit of like $1 trillion? I can check it real quick and get the exact number. What is the state of California's budget deficit? I don't got these numbers right off. It's $12 billion. California faced a budget deficit of around $12 billion. $12 billion for the 25-26 fiscal year. Okay. And the same thing will happen to New York when you try to just overtax a certain demographic of people. And the reason why is because it makes no sense for them to stay there if they can't make any money. So, and they can't employ people, they can't pay people if they're not making money. Now, I'm not saying they're not taking huge amounts of profits and there's not room for them to work, but what you're proposing for free buses would absolutely collapse the same people that need to take the buses to get to the jobs they need to go to. So let's say that this person has a job at one of these big corporations, but then you tax them so they can take the bus free to get there. Then they wouldn't have a job to go to, so the bus would not be necessary. Am I off on that? For the most part, statistically speaking, in a general sense, I don't know. Some people might say I'm completely insane and he's smarter than me. But I'm going to say that I think we're a lot closer to IQ than most people would believe, just based off of logic. And also, I probably didn't go to a prestigious school and get an education like him because, you know, me, I'll be honest, I did not graduate with flying colors at all. I couldn't even spell especially earlier, but I know especially that what he's saying is not going to work. Not for the long term. Not at all. Mondani is completely insane with this, but he's not done. He's got a little bit more that he wants to talk about, so let's give him this. And I don't really get into the whole Israel-Gaza thing. I don't quite understand it. It really has nothing to do with me because it's not in America, but it's a hot topic. I'll look at it from a different standpoint when I discuss it, but let's see what he's got to say on it. Let's go back to him.
Candidate in the Democratic primary for him to set foot in a mosque. He had more than 10 years, and he couldn't name a single mosque at the last debate we had that he visited. And what Muslims want in this city is what every community wants and deserves. They want equality and they want respect. And it took me to get you to even see those Muslims as part of this city. And that, frankly, is something that is shameful and is why so many New Yorkers have lost faith in this politics.
Yeah, except, you know, that is totally false. I worked with the Muslim community for many years.
Name a single mosque you went to when you were the governor. Can you name a single mosque you went to in 10 years?
Before you were ever here.
Before I was here.
Before you were even in state government. I worked with the Muslim community. Yeah. Imams presided over State of the States. We worked in religious working groups, tolerance groups, anti-Semitic groups, etc.
All right, gentlemen.
Bro, this person is insufferable, bro. We're really talking about if you went to a mosque. Why is that relevant? And the reason why is this. Some people might say, well, you're not culturally accepting. Bro, just ask somebody that is a Muslim if they go to Christian church or if they go to Catholic church or if they are in Catholicism or if they are Buddhist or if they are atheist. Like, what does that even matter for? You stick within your group that you are prevalent in, that you grew up in. So why the hell would he, Cuomo, just an average white guy, well, he's not average, he's extremely rich, so that takes him out of being average, but probably just from a standpoint of a human being, he's quite average. And then you're asking him if he's been to a mosque. Like, if you haven't been to a mosque, you haven't been to a mosque. How does that even become relevant to a conversation about how you're running for governor? Like, it makes no sense. And honestly, for him to try to defend it just shows how spineless he is, because it's a dumb concept. It has nothing to do with anything that's going to help New Yorkers if you visited a mosque, like, at all. Like, honestly. So, you know, you look at a conversation like this and you begin to question how smart any of these fools are that are on the stage. And, you know, I didn't know how I was going to go, you know, with this show, because I can't look at all these clips and just study them all before I get on. So I have to do a lot of these reactions in real time as I'm watching them with y'all, the greatest audience on the planet. But seeing this just doesn't make sense to me. Now, I want to look at what he said one more time again, because this is interesting. I thought they were going to talk about Israel and Gaza. They're talking about mosques, which I don't think has anything to do with it, because they're talking about it within the context of New York specifically.
in the Democratic primary for him to set foot in a mosque. He had more than 10 years, and he couldn't name a single mosque at the last debate we had that he visited. And what Muslims want in this city is what every community wants and deserves. They want equality and they want respect. And it took me to get you to even see those Muslims as part of this city. And that, frankly, is something that is shameful and is why so many New Yorkers have lost faith in this politics.
Yeah, except, you know
what? I want to say this. I was in Dubai. Me and Terry went to Dubai in August, right? And we didn't know anything about their culture, not to a high level at least. And when we went there, it was a lot different than America. I mean, it wasn't even close. They don't have casinos out there. They don't drink alcohol, like for the most part, only like on the resorts in their actual like cities. There's no alcohol there. They dress completely different. They pray like 6 times a day. And they have mosques and different temples all throughout the city. And we went there and there was no type of disrespect on either side. They didn't disrespect us. We didn't disrespect them. We spent over 10 days in their country, in their cities, Dubai specifically, and also what was the other one? Abu Dhabi. We were in Abu Dhabi. We took tours. We went through their bazaars. We were with the locals. We bought items from them, still items and trinkets that we got. And, you know, we communicated with the people very effectively. And we never, ever stepped foot in them. Well, we did go on one tour, but we never like went to a mosque or anything like that. And when we went there, we were culture appropriate for what they expected. We still were Americans there, so it wasn't like we were trying to be Muslims. But we went there and just basically did what we did, but just showed a neutral respect for everybody. You don't have to go to a mosque to respect a Muslim community or Islam community. You don't have to ever be in a mosque ever to respect them on the street when it's a neutral ground. And for this guy to say that that's relevant to be able to run for the mayor of New York is completely insane. To me, personally, just to me. Other people might disagree, but when I see stuff like this, my logic just starts to kick in and say, these people are completely insane. And to try to defend it when you're Andrew Cuomo makes you a complete fool. And it makes you seem like you're spineless. But we're going to go a little bit deeper into this, and we'll look at, I don't even know what this is. Why they even pull this up? Oh, all right, let's check it out. I don't know. Hey, listen, I will talk about anything. I know some people are like, you shouldn't talk about that. It's off. I'll talk about anything. And I'm never disrespectful to either side because I have a neutral respect for everybody. I don't have to fake it, though, and act like I'm scared of anything that's going on. Like, nah, it's not me.
caawa aan fursad u helay madaxweynaheena madaxweynaha Soomaaliya madaxweyne Xasan Sheikh Maxamuud inaan maanta ku soo dhaweyno Minneapolis.
Oh, she Minneapolis.
Aniga iyo madaxweynaha special relationship aan qabnaa. Aniga adeeraan u waxa asigana gabarteeyo idaha. madaxweyne sidii qof kasta uu yiri mininkaaga waaye ku soo dhawow Minneapolis.
I know that.
aad iyo aad aan ugu faraxsanahay in maanta madaxweynaheena aad tahay. Soomaaliya dadka meeshaan wada joogo dhan waa gurigooda annaga ma dareensannihin in ay naga tahay meel naga fog. Soomaaliya wadnaheenay ku nooshahay qalbigeenay ku jirtaa maalin kasta aan ka fikirnaa Soomaaliya.
I didn't know she was going to speak in her native tongue. I don't even know what the hell's going on. I can't really respond to this because I thought it was going to be something different. But basically, the caption said, she says, Omar called the president of Somalia our president at, oh, I did see that. If it was translated correctly. Somalia is our home, is our heart. We always think about Somalia. What is your, I don't know. I don't really have a problem with that. I don't see anything wrong with this. I thought it was going to be a little bit different. What she said, I don't have a problem with it. What's wrong with that? I don't know. Let me look at the comments on this. Let me see if people are upset. I rarely look at the comments because it's kind of like whatever. But let's see what I don't know what the issue is on this one. Omar is anti-American. She is a disgraced person. should be I don't even know what that word is. Back to Somalia with racial Islamists. I don't get this one. Rallies run on hometown pride. Deport the I don't even know what this is. I mean, this guy, he wasn't even go back to Somalia. This seems more just like hate for whatever reason towards Miss Omar. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know how to respond to. I didn't see anything wrong. She said that he's our president, but she's speaking in her tongue to other Somalians. So, I guess fair enough. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not an expert on everything, so I don't act to be. But I do want to talk about this guy right here. Let me see. What was this one? Let me check real quick.
Senator, you're on record saying that you would not, and correct me if I'm wrong, you would not support the Trump administration activating the National Guard in Minneapolis. If they are sent here, if there's a federal ICE raid, some other related arrests similar, and this, say, sparks protests, riots, there's looting, would you support any kind of response by Minneapolis police?
I don't believe there's any instance in which MPD should be collaborating with ICE, to answer your question. That's number one.
Okay, I get this one. So basically he's saying that the illegal immigrants, he doesn't support them being deported. Yeah, I think that if something's illegal, it's just illegal, right? And if it's not, it's not. So I'm assuming that he came here legally because he's putting his face and plastering it all over. He's running for the mayor of Minneapolis against Jacob Frey or Fry, however you want to look at it. And I see a lot of Fry posters up, or Frey. I don't know. Somebody correct me on his name. It looks like it's spelled Frey, but then people say Fry. The English language is strange, right? Like live and live look the same, but they're not. I don't know. Whatever. So, yeah, he's basically saying that he doesn't want to work with the ICE administration. We'll look at Brandon Johnson in a little bit, and he said the same thing, and there's been a lot of crazy things going on in Chicago at this point. I don't know. Do I agree with what he's saying? I don't know. Like this goes along with the whole divisive situation that we have between these politicians where they just can't get along, and now we're in a government shutdown. But ICE agents technically are just government employees, no? So it would be the same as the police department, just in a different branch. It's kind of like telling the police department that they wouldn't work with our military or they wouldn't work with the National Guard. I don't really think that is helpful. All right, let's see what else he's got to say. Then we got to hold. Then it's a minute. All right, let's see. He's going to talk for a whole minute. Oh, let me see. All right, let's get this up. I'm trying to figure out if these politicians are good people or not. I'm not necessarily looking at it from their policy. I'm looking at it just from a logical, common sense standpoint. Like, I'm not looking at it from a racial standpoint or anything like that. I don't think that matters as much because we're a hodgepodge when it comes to this, when it comes to America, like it's the United States, a whole bunch of different, races and ethnicities within the United States. So I don't even think that matters as much, which is the reason why I didn't care that Ilhan Omar was like talking about Somalia's president as her president. I mean, kind of, sort of, I guess, depending on, what state she's in, country. But let's see what he's got to say here.
Heard them being called terrorists. We heard them being called drug dealers. We heard a lot of insults. We heard that they're a threat to our national security. And that's a flat out lie. You want to know who the real threat is, Madam President? I'll give you a hint. They don't look like our chief author. They don't look like the folks up in the gallery. They don't look like the folks on the rotunda. They look like many of the members that sit in the front. And you don't have to take my word for it. According to DHS, Madam President,
he pulled his phone out.
The greatest domestic threat facing the United States comes from, quote, racially or ethnically motivated violent extremists, specifically those who advocate for the superiority of the white race, not our immigrants. We are safer and we're better off because of them.
Whatever he said, he stood on it, but I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Judge my physical and mental, my physical as well as my mental fitness.
I think he's trying to say that white people are actually the ones that are the biggest threat in America, in a roundabout way. And they didn't pan the camera over to show who he was talking about that was sitting in the front row. I'm confused on what the hell's going on. Let me see. Like, I don't even, bruh. That's a confusing statement. I don't really know what to take of it because, but I'll say this: it could be race baiting, to say the least. I think that every race, though, I think that stereotypes exist for a reason because a lot of times they are accurate, in an overall sense. And I think that when you look at, what he's communicating, he's just talking to a base that is gonna support him. So he's basically alienating like a portion of the people when he says this. And I don't really know if that's the best route to go. But then again, he's in the position that he's in for a reason. And when you look at the way that the states are split up, where it's like largely Democrat, like you look at a place like California, or even Minnesota, for instance, it's largely Democrat in Minnesota, especially in the Twin Cities specifically. When you start to go out to the suburbs, it begins to get a little more Republican, a little more red or blue. But in the city of Minneapolis specifically, he wouldn't do well to really communicate with that group. But if he was running in, I don't know, possibly another city, like, what's a city out here? Maybe like Maple Grove or not Robbinsdale. Let me see. I'm trying to think of like Coon Rapids or something. Then possibly, or that might be part of it. So I think he's just talking to his base and he's really trying to hone in on that. And he's saying like, we don't really need, and you've seen it from Katie Porter when she was like, I don't really need the vote of the other half. I just need 51% of the people that rock with me, and the rest of everybody else I don't care about whatsoever. And you see it on both sides. So I think what he's saying, I don't know, like it kind of just is what it is. I don't think it's a good thing, though, for him to do that, because then when you do get elected, right, let's say this guy gets elected and he's definitely right there up with Frey or Fry, however you want to say it. When he gets elected, well, then the problem becomes, and we'll go to him one more. I got one more I want to check out with him right here. We'll look at him here. When he gets elected, then half the people don't feel like he rocks with them, right? Because let's say that he gets elected, right? But he just basically condemned 40% of the people that he's going to be representing. He's just going to have a whole bunch of people hate him and dislike him, right? And feel like they're not being represented, which is a reason why when one side gets more mad, that's why the Republicans and the Democrats keep flipping the presidencies, right? You'll see Trump one year, you see Biden, you'll see George Bush, you'll see Obama, you'll see Clinton, you'll see the other Bush, you'll see Bob Dole, like all these different people. They just keep going back and forth because one side begins to get comfortable and fat and the other side gets mad because they're being underrepresented, and then it just keeps going back like a ping pong game. So what I would think that he could have avoided that altogether. I don't really think that his base already knows who he is and what he is. So I don't really think it's necessary for him to be that divisive towards one group of people that he's going to have to represent if he ends up winning. So that's just my logic on it. I think it's really a dumb move for him to make. But then again, it'll probably end up having him win because the overwhelming majority of people that are going to vote for him are going to be from that group. So, yeah, fair enough. All right, let's see this. I thought this was kind of weird. Let's check it out. This is actually going on tonight. As we're live, this is happening. Baddies for Omar. I think it's got some music, so let me be careful real quick. Let me see.
Hey, baddies.
Okay,
I heard the baddies are having an event for the campaign this Friday. Can you tell me more about the details?
Yeah, you heard it here first. Our first Baddies for Omar sketch and sip is happening this Friday, October 17th at Aria Cafe. A donation of $50 or more will get you into the event and get your cute t-shirt like this. Hope to see you there.
Yeah, he did put music on there. Baddies for Omar got.
Oh my gosh. Shut up. Stop.
Omar said, I need the women vote. I love you. And he said, I'm going all the way in. Omar's married, if I'm not mistaken. Don't Omar got a wife? Let me see real quick. Where are all the women at that condemn this type of behavior? I'm not seeing it. Let me see something. How you spell his name again? Omar Fateh. Let's pull it up here real quick. I'm gonna do it here. I think he's married, but he got 2 women on his arm representing the baddies for Omar. Baddies for Omar. Let's see. I'm gonna check it out real quick. Omar Fateh. Wifey. Does he got a wife? I don't know if he might not. Oh no, it is. He's married to Khaltam Muhammad. Let's go ahead and roll it right there. Okay. All right, let's pull this up. I got the graphic right here. I try to make it look a little more organized, so I'm not doing all this like on camera. Let's check it out though. I'll pull it up for y'all. I like to give y'all the graphics with everything that I say, because I can just say it, but it's cool to see the visuals with it. But anyways, Minnesota State Senator and Minneapolis mayoral candidate Omar Fateh is married to Khaltam Muhammad. Anything for the votes. His wife said, I'm going to look the other way, and I'm going to go ahead and let you promote yourself with these women that possibly could look younger and hotter than me. Although Omar is not an old guy, so he might have a young wife, but possibly doesn't look as good as these two. And he's kicking them with him right now. They getting $50 a t-shirt for entry. Plus they probably catching some money at the door. They probably got drinks. No, I take that back. There's probably no drinks there. Might be some hookah.
Hey, baddies. I heard the baddies are having an event for the campaign.
The baddies.
Can you tell me more about the details?
Yeah, you heard it here first. Our first Baddies for Omar Sketch and Sip is happening this Friday, October 17th at Aria Cafe. A donation of
at Aria Cafe.
$50 or more will get you
$50 or more will get you into the event
like this.
and get you a cute t-shirt. They hope to see you there. Omar hopes to see you there. And he's got we got a special guest. Yep. It's happening right now. It just ended. We at 9 o'clock. It just ended. They have a parking lot pimping right now over there at the Aria Cafe. Aria Cafe. Yeah. What we thinking about the baddies for Omar? I don't know. I just want to see what's going on with Omar. Let's see. We got to move on. I just want to get on. Let's check out Johnson real quick. Let's check out Mayor Johnson, and we're going to get into our last part of this. Where we at on time? Yeah, we're doing good on time. We only at 1:27. We said we're going to keep it under. We're going to keep it under 2 hours for sure. Let's go ahead and look at Mayor Brandon Johnson. His city, Mayor Johnson. Let me just see something real quick. Did you know that Chicago doesn't even own its own streets? It'd be people in Chicago talking about they own the block. They be out there thugging. They be out there but then they don't even, like, the city doesn't even own the blocks. No, it's a real thing. I'm not going to go into it because it'll take us into a whole different, it'll detour us from what we're talking about. But Chicago doesn't even own its own streets. I'm not lying, and I know y'all believe me because I always bring up receipts when necessary. Let me just see how much they're in debt right now, though. How much is the city of Chicago in debt? Let's see. The city of Chicago has a substantial debt burden, including approximately $36 billion. $36 billion in unfunded pension liabilities and $29.2 billion total net debt as of, this is 2023. We ain't got nothing more recent. Count for 2025 spending plan. Oh, they're saying today it's 29.2 billion. Okay, that was today. All right, let's see what's going on. This reporter attacks him. This is about a 3-minute video. Let's check it out.
Over the last week, I've literally interacted with over 300,000 plus real Chicagoans
who say that it is hate speech for you to evoke the Civil War, to evoke bringing back the Confederacy, to say that law enforcement is a sickness when you yourself have over 150 sworn police officers on your detail. What do you say to these people, and will you ask your 150 sworn police officer CPD detail to stand down if you and your wife Stacy are ever attacked, shot at, or rammed with a protester vehicle?
What?
First of all,
it's a weird
I'm sorry
question.
to hear that your numbers of interactions have gone down to only 300,000.
Actually, millions, but personally, I've interacted with over 300,000, believe it or not.
It went down this week.
No, it's going up. Higher
said-
than yours, by the way. By the way, check out your comments. Check out the comments on your feed.
I think
Immediate deflection and these personal attacks do nothing to help us. These are just these two literally. They're just catfighting at this point. They don't care about us at all. And that's the overwhelming theme of this. The politicians don't care about this. These two idiots right here would rather fight with each other rather than get into a solution that will help we the people are just looking for help. We can be entertained by the Real Housewives or something. We don't want to be entertained by y'all. Put your suits on and get to business. But no, here we got them trying to beat each other up. Trying to one-up each other. I'm going to hit you with a pipe. I'm going to shoot you. Then I'm going to slap the song rings out of you. Oh, yeah. Look at these fools, man. It's crazy. What complete imbeciles. Oh, my God.
I think it's
They could learn from children to be better than this.
important to be able to make sure that to the
Talking about numbers.
people that you're talking to, though you're talking to less and less people every week, is that they know the truth. Here's what I've said. That the addiction on jails and incarceration and the addiction of militarism, it is an evil. Dr. King made that very clear.
Really?
He did. And so I believe it's incumbent upon us to make sure that the real Chicagoans or the real people of America, instead of sending billions of dollars overseas, we should be spending it on the people right here in the city of Chicago.
Well, the real Chicagoans that I talk to, that I communicate with, mostly black and brown, actually, tell me that you don't seem to know the difference between illegal aliens and real Chicago citizens. They feel that you are siding with the illegal aliens over them in their communities. And sadly,
let's get to the question.
Let's get to the question. The real question is simply this. I don't know how to make it any more direct. An illegal alien from Nicaragua grabbed a woman on the north side last week, bashed her head into the sidewalk, knocked her unconscious, and raped her. If that had been your wife, Stacy, if that had been your wife, Stacy, would you want ICE to deport her, to deport that illegal alien? Yes or no? Answer the question as a man, not as mayor, but as a man. Would you want ICE to deport that rapist? No? Okay.
Mayor.
That's the answer. That's the answer for real Chicagoans.
Mayor, sorry for being late to traffic's bad.
You're not blaming me for the traffic, are you?
What just happened, bro? Well, first off, I think the mayor should have answered the question since he did ask it in question format after he gave his whole entire speech before that. But the mayor can't answer a question like that because it goes against his narrative, and there's no right answer for him to make based off of the stance that he's taken. Now, I got no love for this reporter either because I think that he's completely insane for the way that he's approaching the conversation to begin with. And I think both of these two are complete idiots. But, I mean, anybody that's out here raping women in the streets should absolutely be taken off of them. And I don't think they should just be deported. I think they should be sent to prison or worse, whatever that might be. But when I say prison, I mean for life. You can't be out here just raping people, whether you're an immigrant or not, or illegal or not, because the thing is like, let's say you did it in your home country. The penalty should be the same. It should be the furthest extent of the law. So, I think that question kind of answers itself, but for the simple fact that the mayor can't answer the question, I think it says a lot. And, he just kind of shook it off. But these people do this to each other all the time, to the point where he was able to joke immediately after that. And these guys, more than likely, are friends behind the scenes. I'm telling you, these politicians, this is all theater. It's all WWE. They don't care about us, the people. I'm telling you. And that's why the question that is down below is, are all these politicians actually evil? And I'm going to throw some of the reporters in there as well. Although I would give them a little more leeway, because they actually, see, this guy's different. He didn't ask questions. He went into a whole story leading up to his question, which was unnecessary. And then he brought his wife into it, which made it personal, right? What if that was your wife that happened to? I mean, it happens more than it should. So saying it in that way was kind of reckless by that reporter. So I just think that both of these two are complete numbskulls. And again, we need some better leadership and people on all accounts. I think we should do a whole purge of all of these people. I think we need to get them all out of office and just start fresh. Brandon needs to go. That reporter needs to go. Get both of them up out of there. And then, let's just start brand new. I have one more on Brandon. We could just look at this, I guess. This will be quick. Like, it's not even a video. And I don't know how accurate it is, but it doesn't have any community notes on it, although this is X, so X is kind of leaning one way or the other. So we'll take this with a grain of salt. But it says, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is now proposing a new head. Matter of fact, let me just check it real quick. Let me make sure. Is Mayor Brandon Johnson proposing a new head tax to fix the deficit? Oh, it says yes. Yes, Mayor Brandon Johnson has proposed reinstating a corporate head tax as part of his 2026 budget plan to help address the city's projected $1 billion deficit. And cost and revenue. Oh, so this is true. Okay. It's true. It's confirmed here. Yep. Multiple sources have confirmed it. Okay, I just want to make sure, because sometimes when you get these pieces, they're not accurate. So yeah, what this is saying is that it's called a head tax. All companies employing 100 people in Chicago will have to pay a tax of $21 per employee per month, simply for having employees, a punishment for hiring people. And I actually agree with that. And the reason why is because it's similar to what Mondani is saying. And it comes down to, these corporations are just going to leave, and then you're just taking the food out of the people's mouths that are working there. And then you're taking away jobs from your city, which increases crime, because then they're going to start cannibalizing each other because they can't make an honest dollar. So he's talking about companies that hire 100 people plus. So these are big companies, right? These are like your Walmarts. These are your big chain grocery stores. These could possibly be like your Starbucks, your Wingstop. I'm just naming stuff. Fitness centers, LA Fitness, Lifetime Fitness, if you got them out there, the banks, Wells Fargo, stuff like that. And they're just not going to pay it. They're just going to leave. It was crazy when I went to, when we was going out to Dubai, we had to lay over in Newark, which Newark is an awful airport. I'll never go back there again. They ain't got no lounges there. I got the lounges. I got the special lounges, but there was no lounges to go to at all in the Newark airport. So I couldn't use my lounges. I was in MSP. I was over in Dubai. I had the lounge support. It was awesome. Taken care of, got everything I wanted. Drinks, food, nice bed type couches. It was very comfortable. But then we went to Newark. There was no lounges. So I thought that sucked. So I won't go there again ever for a connecting flight. But besides that, they didn't have a U.S. bank there. There was no U.S. bank in Newark. So I needed to deposit money into my U.S. bank account, and it didn't work because there was no way to deposit. They had no ATMs, no bank branches there. So it put me, I wasn't expecting that. because I figured that it's U.S. Bank. They be in the whole U.S. based off the name, which is one of the reasons that I left U.S. Bank, because I'm like, y'all ain't even got branches throughout the whole country. But yeah, but when I seen that, I said, like, these companies will leave. It might cost them some money, and they might lose in the short term, but in the long term, they're going to make money when you're trying to do things like this. $21 per employee per month. Why not just make them pay the employee extra $20 per month? I don't know. You're trying to use the people that you're saying you want to protect and hurt them to pay a deficit that you created. And I think it's completely irresponsible. So that's my take on it. I don't know what the hell's going on, but we might need to run for an office. And I'm not saying it'll be easy just to go in there and fix a lot of these things, but I will say that I think we could do better than what we're seeing. And that's from the top down. That's from the eldest of them all, like Mitch and Pelosi, all the way to the young guys like Brandon Johnson and Mamdani, because those guys are relatively young, probably only in their late 40s or mid 40s at the best. But I want to go ahead and look at Cortez. We've talked about her before. We actually got a video up if you want to check the channel where she demeans short men. But we're going to talk politics on this one. So let's check this video out. I don't know. I think this should be cool to check out first. It kind of just shows like some of the contrasting things that she says. And then we'll go into one of her more recent interviews and see what's going on.
With you as a Republican, I'm not going to question your motive. I'm not going to question your allegiance to this country. We are actually stoking division in our country. When we call those who disagree with us un-American, that is what is un-American.
Because that right there, that kind of attitude is what is actually anti-American. That kind of attitude is what is actually treasonous, is to attack our Constitution and to attack the obligations that we have in our Constitution, to attack free speech, to attack the powers of Congress, to erode our ability to investigate and conduct oversight. That is what is un-American. And this administration and Kristi Noem spits on the American flag every time she does that nonsense.
If I, as a Democrat, disagree with...
I got to catch this. Let me just listen to this first part again, because I don't really understand what this is.
You as a Republican, I'm not going to question your motive. I'm not going to question your allegiance to this country. We are actually stoking division in our country. When we call those who disagree with us un-American, that is what is un-American.
Because that right there, that kind of attitude is what is actually anti-American. That kind of attitude is what is actually treasonous, is to attack our Constitution and to attack the obligations that we have in our Constitution, to attack free speech, to attack the powers of Congress, to erode our ability to investigate and conduct oversight. That is what is un-American.
I don't really understand this, honestly. Like,
and this administration...
Did y'all catch this? Did y'all catch what's going on? Let me read the caption. AOC on saying, if I disagree with you, I'm not going to question your allegiance to the country, calling those who disagree with us un-American, that's what's un-American. Okay, and then AOC on social media, the Trump administration, oh, I see what you're saying. I think before, when probably Biden was in office, or maybe Obama, she was saying she's always going to agree with them. And then now that Trump's in office, well, I mean, I don't know. They all do that though. That's nothing new. There's really nothing to talk about on this one. Let's go to the next part. We only got a few more slides left. Let's check her out here, though. She has something else to say.
People want to know how long they should brace for this to potentially go on for. Do you think by Thanksgiving the government could still be shut down?
I mean, I would certainly hope not. I would certainly hope not. My hope is that we're able to resolve this as quickly as possible. I'm ready to negotiate. Bernie's ready to negotiate. I mean, we are all open and ready to...
Is anyone actually negotiating right now?
Bernie looked like
I do think people want to know how long they should brace for this to potentially go on for. Do you think by Thanksgiving the government could still be shut down?
I mean, I would certainly hope not. I would certainly hope not. My hope is that we're able to resolve this as quickly as possible.
I don't know. Thanksgiving, though? Why'd she pick that date specifically? She's basically saying that the government shutdown is going to last a lot longer than it's not. So, at this point, yeah, I don't even know. I'm just... I don't know what the hell's going on with the shutdown and all that. Like, I don't even follow that type of stuff, like, to that standpoint. But I will tell you this. Be careful going to the airport. I know a lot of people, want to start to begin to travel when it becomes Thanksgiving and stuff like that. You might want to just maybe think of different ways to transport yourself, possibly, driving, train, something like that, because the airports are going to be a complete disaster because of this shutdown, because we're losing TSA agents and different things like that. I actually did a video on that also, if you want to check the videos out and see what's going on. I want to let's check out three more things. I was going to talk about this one with where they said the Attorney General Bill whatever announces California Democrats mishandled millions of federal tax dollars meant for homeless housing. One guy used $2.1 million to pay his American Express card. I'll show you what I'm looking at, but we're going to skip this one just because it's just so dumb. Like, I mean, this shit is like, bro, it's so dumb. This was it right here, though. I just read it out to you. I was going to cover this, but I'm getting a little bit of fatigue from all of this nonsense. So I think what we'll do is we'll go into this last part because this is one we have to talk about. And this is what's going on with Dr. Oz and Trump and the price of drugs. Let's just watch it and then we can discuss. Are politicians actually evil? I'm wondering. And we talked about all the politicians. So we're not narrowing it down to just the Democrats or the Republicans. We're balanced over here. We are not biased. I think some of these people have good ideas and some of them aren't. And I think that the truth is in the middle of both of these sides. It's definitely not on one side or the other.
Notice, President Trump, these are discounted from $242 to $10. I don't know what the math is on that. We can't even calculate it. It's a lot. It's too high to calculate without a more studied approach. But here, and you'll notice, President Trump, these are discounted from $242 to $10. I don't know what the math is on that. We can't even calculate it. It's a lot. It's too high to calculate without a more studied approach. But here, and you'll notice, President Trump, these are discounted from $242 to $10. I don't know what the math is on that. We can't even calculate it. It's a lot. It's too high to calculate without a more studied approach. But here, and you'll notice, President Trump, these are discounted from
I kicked it right back into place
to $10.
I kicked it right back into place. I think I lined it up good. All right, so he's talking about the drug prices, but I want to go to this video specifically. Let's see how it looks here. No, it is off a little bit because you can see my speaker on the left side. That's fine. Let's go to this video here, though, because this one is very, very, very telling. Where they can't even agree with each other together. That's the crazy part. Watch this video, y'all. We got to break this one down for sure. This is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Matter of fact, I want to say what's going on before we watch it. So let's actually do this. Let's read what happened so we can better understand when we see it, so we know what's going on. All right, question. You mentioned a $1,300 drug. Trump says, yeah, I was referring to Ozempic or the fat loss drug. Trump always got to throw a joke in there. Very funny. Okay, and then question was, are those going to be $150 out of pocket? Trump says, no, they'll be much lower. Dr. Oz comes in and says, we have not negotiated those yet. Ozempic has not been negotiated yet. These two literally are right next to each other, and they're both just like not understanding what's going on. Man, I don't know. What you want to give them? We give Trump to Biden? Let's give Trump to Biden.
Judge, my physical and mental, my physical as well as my mental fitness.
Yeah, you mentioned a $1,300 drug at the top of this. Were you referring to the weight loss drugs?
Yeah, I was referring to Ozempic or the fat loss drug.
So those are going to be $150 out of pocket for Americans.
They'll be much lower. They'll be much lower. Yeah, go ahead, please.
We have not negotiated those yet. We're going to be rolling these out over time. The GOP category of drugs, which includes Ozempic, have not been negotiated yet.
Yeah,
That's crazy, bruh. Like Dr. Oz was like, Trump, what are you doing, bruh? You messing up the whole bag, Trump. Like, we can't be giving Ozempic out for like $12 a piece. You know how much money we're making right now? And, you know, you seen it in the thumbnail. You seen it right here. These people right here, right? This is how they think about us. They right here. You got Ehan, Omar, you got Trump right here. You got AOC. I think that's Hakeem Jeffries right there. Then you got us, the people, down here struggling, suffering. And they got piles of money. Nancy Pelosi worth $114 million. Mark Kelly, he's worth 20 M's. Mitch McConnell, 84 million. Donald Trump's worth like $5 trillion. His 17-year-old son got more money than probably like 35% of America by itself. His son hit it big on crypto. And this is what it looks like. This is the image that we all need to understand is going on. They're up top fighting over piles of cash while the people that they're supposed to represent are suffering. That's what's really going on. Are politicians evil? That is the overwhelming question that we're having right now. Are these people actually just evil? And that's the whole reason I don't really want to get I don't think I can get into politics, y'all, because I don't want to turn into these people. I'm yet to see a good politician at this point. They might come in good, but after a year, they're cooked. After a year, it's over for them. Let's hear this one more time and then let's discuss.
You mentioned a $1,300 drug at the top of this. Were you referring to the weight loss drugs?
Yeah, I was referring to Ozempic or I was referring to the fat loss drug.
So those are going to be $150 out of pocket for Americans.
They'll be much lower. They'll be much lower. Yeah, go ahead, please.
We have not negotiated those yet. We're going to be rolling these out over time. The GOP category of drugs, which includes Ozempic, have not been negotiated yet.
Yeah, you mentioned a $1,300 drug at the top of this. Were you referring to the weight loss drugs?
Yeah, I was referring to Ozempic.
You know how much money the drug companies make? Do you know why a lot of these politicians will not speak down on the drug companies specifically? The money that they pay out. Have you ever seen a drug company get sued? The money be astronomical. They'll get sued for like $3 billion and they'll just pay the money out. It doesn't even matter. The money that they bring in is completely unfathomable. TK214 says, the politicians are in it for all the wrong reasons. I got to agree with you. And the reason why is because when you look at a salary, when you look at how much money they begin to make, and even Ilhan Omar came in debt, broke, and somehow she was able to eclipse over like $20 million in net worth just by being a politician for roughly 2 to 4 years or something like that. I don't even think she's 5 years in. And she's a very rich woman. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with getting rich. I'm not anti-money whatsoever. If you're rich, I think that's fine. It's just that when you look at it from a political standpoint, when you look at the way they can manipulate markets, like one tweet can send a company crashing or it can send a company to the moon. I'll give you an example right now. If Elon Musk just decides to tweet Doge, he can just go on Twitter right now and tweet the word Doge. The price of Dogecoin, the cryptocurrency, will skyrocket like 50% in minutes. Tell me I'm wrong. He's done it before plenty of times. He did the same thing with Tesla just about a month ago. Now, had he had told me this, I ain't gonna lie. I'd have took out a fifth mortgage to go ahead and put it into Tesla because his Tesla stock skyrocketed. It was something crazy like 70% or something. All he did was just put a fraction of his money and invest it into his own company, and he boosted the price of Tesla immensely. And it's the only time he's ever done that. He put in he's worth like $50 trillion. I don't even know how much let's just say he's worth 50 billion. He's got like the most money in the world or somewhere close to it, which is fine. I have no problem with Elon Musk being a super rich man. My thing is, though, he takes like a fraction of his money, like 2% of his net worth, and he tosses it into Tesla, and he doesn't say anything, and Tesla shoots up like damn near 70% in a few hours. So if you had money in Tesla, right? Let's say you had 100,000 in Tesla and you have it in before he infuses that cash in there and it goes up 70%. Like, you can go buy yourself a house. So my thing is just like, you know, you see this and they're talking about, well, you know, the price of Ozempic is not going to be going down to that. And Trump doesn't care how much Ozempic costs because he's not in with Ozempic. Now, if it was a company he was in with, he might care a little bit more. He don't give a damn how much Ozempic makes. But Dr. Oz does. Look at his face. He like, bro, hold up, bro. You about to mess up a big bag. But y'all got so much money you can't even spend it in your lifetime. There was just a YouTuber called Moist Critical where he showed how much money he made on YouTube, and it was a crazy number. The number was like 40 million over just like the last like couple of years. It wasn't even a long time. It was like a couple of years. He made like 40 M's on YouTube. Just YouTube alone. It wasn't even like the whole like doing all the other stuff you can do on YouTube. Because on YouTube you can do brand deals and different things like that. I'm gonna pull it up for y'all real quick. I just gotta find it. But yeah, so he basically said, you know what? I don't want y'all to donate to me anymore because I have so much money that I've already made that it's at this point, I can't even spend it anymore. Like I'm looking at this money and there's nothing I can buy. I can buy the most expensive steak every single day and it does nothing to help me, right? So he put that out and I got it here, but this isn't, okay, hold on. I gotta see. Oh, I got it right here. Okay. So I'll actually show you two YouTubers that have made a lot of money, but I'll show you Moist and what he put out. So I got it right here. This is his YouTube money right here. So 35 million since 2007, but that's a misleading number because he didn't really even monetize his channel or start making a lot of money off it until 2019. So you're looking 2019 to 2025. He grows $35 million. That's just off AdSense alone. That's not even adding like everything together. That's just, well, I guess no, it does got like affiliates and all that in there. But he has like deals outside of YouTube where he's like sponsoring energy drinks and all this different types of stuff. And, you know, he gets money on the side. People cash app him and send him money through Venmo. So like, and that's just YouTube alone. He's on Twitch. He's on other platforms. He's got probably like a X account. But if you look at this right here, right? You got it right here, 35 M's, right? And then you just look right here. This is where the money really started to pour in. Basically around the 2019 thing, 2019 year. And he put this out. This is, and this is only his one channel. I believe he has two channels as well. So he's got another channel earning a lot of money. And you can look at this YouTuber here. And she actually had this is SS Sniper Wolf. She's a very popular content creator. If you're on YouTube watching me, so you might already know who she is. But she actually had to put this out because of a divorce settlement. She got divorced by her husband, and he was like, well, he wanted money as far as spousal support as a husband because whoever the breadwinner is in a divorce is usually the one that has to pay out. So it doesn't always necessarily, usually the men are the ones that make more money in a relationship, but now the women are starting to make a nice bag. Shout out to all the women that are making bags and making more money than the man that they're with. There's a lot of y'all out there. Y'all be making like $250,000 a year and your man be making like 40 grand a month or 40 grand. I said a month. He make more than you. He been making like 40 grand a year, struggling, suffering, working like 15 hours a day. But, you know, anyways, this got put out for that reason. She didn't put it out herself. because YouTubers don't like to do that. They don't like to put their numbers out because as YouTubers, you want to be able to relate to your audience. So the last thing you want to do is say that you make $7 million in less than a year. You know what I'm saying? Then people are going to be like, what? But if you look at people, we donate to people that don't need it all the time. If you look at popular streamers, they get huge, huge numbers, right? And I could go down a list of them, but I don't really talk about other YouTubers because it's kind of pointless for me. But I just want to look at this because it's within context of what we're talking about, and you can see it right here, 6,000. But that goes back to or 7 million in less than a year. But that goes back to what I was talking about, where these politicians have more money than they can spend. So my larger point was actually talking about Moist Critical, where he said he turned off his streams and donations and asked his viewers to cancel their Twitch subscriptions. And he did this because he's like, bro, like y'all are donating to me and you could be giving it to somebody that actually needs it. I don't need the money anymore, bro. I got too much money at this point. I'm looking at my damn bank account and I'm like, what do I want to buy now? Like one of the nicest trucks, like a Lincoln Aviator or something like that, is only $100,000. He could buy 10 of them and he ain't even got no. So it's just like when you get to a certain amount of money, I don't think that when you get to $10 million, I don't think you can buy anything different with 20 million. I don't see the difference between having like 10 million and having 50 million. Now there should be, but if you do right with your money and you let your interest like work for your money, like I didn't want to get into the whole financial part of it, but it's just to say that these politicians, when you look at these people like Oz and them, sitting here saying like, oh, you know what? We don't want to mess with Ozempic because Ozempic has money like this. Ozempic has more money than this person right here. This right here, you would think is a lot of money. 50x this for Ozempic, all right? This guy right here made 35 M's. He's basically making like, this is in 5. So he's basically making like $6 million a year on YouTube, sitting down, just recording videos, right? And that's fine. I have no problem with that. I think that's absolutely awesome. But here's the issue. Ozempic is making probably 30 times as much as this guy. And I might be being conservative. They're probably making like $100 million a month. Like literally $100 million a month is what they're making. They have more money than they ever could possibly know what to do with. And they still continue to want to overcharge you on their medication. They've made enough to where they can sell their medication at a reasonable price and they'll still make a whole bunch of money. They just won't make $100 million every single month, but they'll still make like $10 million every month if they just lower the price to the point where people can afford it, right? And you might wonder who Moist Critical is. I'll just show you the content that he makes real quick.
I was an extra in the Hunger Games mocking.
This is his channel right here, and I don't think he copyrights, but if he does, then you know it is what it is. I highly doubt it the way that he's acting, that he would copyright a smaller content creator like me. This is him. You can see this one video right here, 7 years ago, has 27 million views. This is the content that he puts out. He puts out videos. He does stream games and stuff like that. So you'll see he does have... Shoot, hold on 1 second. I got to do something. Hold on. I'll play one of his videos real quick. Yeah, let's play this.
Let's ride. Hey, we are taste testing cheap versus expensive wines, and our palates are notably very refined. That's what everyone in the comments likes to say. We even brought out a real wine somm to confirm what we already know about our talented taste buds.
Did you say somm because you're scared to pronounce the whole word?
No. Sommelier.
I feel like that
Pretty good.
Who are you?
My name's Tyler.
I work at Paw in Tampa. I've been running their wine program for about 6 years for the whole group. We have about 320 bottles of wine there. And this is going to be an enjoyable tasting day.
Is it a secret what you told us earlier about your star?
No.
In fact, let me do something real
all.
quick.
So,
hold on. I want to play the video he made that was talking about it real quick. Hold on. This is the video right here.
First
Check
things
it out.
first, before I cannonball into the spaghetti and meatballs of today's topic, I'd like to let you all know I've been actively working on my Mickey Mouse impression, so please let me know your thoughts. Pluto! So with that out of the way, I'm going to show you all of my analytics from my lifetime of being on YouTube and almost a decade of being on Twitch. Now, the reason for this is, a week ago I made a video called I'm Turning It Off, and in that video I'm explaining why I'm disabling any and all means of people having the ability to donate money to me. No more super chats, no more YouTube memberships, for all intents and purposes, no more bits on Twitch. I say all intents and purposes because you can't actually fully disable that on Twitch. Once you start streaming on there, you're fucking shackled to the bits ecosystem. It cannot be turned off. So I made the minimum so high that no one can pay it, hopefully, and actively discouraging people from subbing on Twitch as well. Any and all avenues where people could just give me clams, I am just putting the kibosh on. I should have done this a long time ago, but better late than never. Might as well get the farty sharded now. The reason is super simple. I would much rather you keep your money, use it for yourself, or use it for things you deem important, whether it's charitable causes or what have you, but just stop forking it over to me. Now, since posting that video, there's been a lot of questions and even somewhat of a pushback from other streamers about how, like, this sets a bad precedent where it, like, starts to shame other streamers if they don't follow my footsteps here. Let me be clear, I'm not trying to make a rallying cry here. I'm not your dad. You do what you want with your own streams. Keep donations and subs on out the wazoo forever. I don't care. That's your prerogative. This was just my own personal decision. Obviously, that wasn't like the most prevalent take or anything, but it is a conversation I saw stirring about after I posted that video, because there are some streamers that believe that normal people having the ability to give them money helps them feel included in the community, part of the crew, part of the ship, and it's like integral to the streaming experience to be able to like sub and donate and things like that. I've never really shared that perspective. I've always viewed streaming as content that you are providing to viewers for free. And if someone's nice enough to toss you a doubloon, you tip your fedora saying, "Holly jolly, thanks for the Reddit gold, kind stranger," and move on. But it's not an obligation, and no one should feel like they need to be able to give you money to be included in the community.
Okay, so that's the gist of what he's saying. I gave y'all like 2 minutes. He's a very good streamer. I mean, he's done very well for himself. I think what he's talking about, he's basically saying that, and he's got a lot of pushback for this. A lot of people are upset at what he's saying. I don't really think it's wrong. Like, I think it's a little bit different for the newer people that are just coming in, because basically what he's saying is that the newer people, like, you know, myself could be included. It takes a long time to get popular on YouTube, right? This is kind of going off from our whole politician thing, but it takes a long time to get popular on YouTube and really start to make money on YouTube. It's a grind. It's not easy. Like, a lot of people, they can just flick on a camera and they're just gonna get 1 million views and go viral. Even if you go viral, you might get one video and then you'll flatline after that. So you have to really organically build up an audience. And he did that. People rock with him. Let me get a better look of him there, though. I don't want him to look like that. He goes on the show like he's showing right here what he makes in like a day or like a month or something like that.
Where I got like partnered and everything. So from 2017 to 2019, I made $55,500 for those 2 years. And I wasn't full-time streaming at this point or anything. It was
pretty
just
good.
a bit of goofing around, having some fun, and it brought in $55,500. From 2019 to 2021 is when I took it a lot more seriously. As you can see, my time streamed went from 600 hours on the 2 years to 3,600 hours, and I made $1.2 million for those 2 years.
1.2 million. So he made $700,000 a year just streaming from his couch. And he does like gaming content and stuff like that too. So I think he's a good content creator. I think he has done well for himself. But basically what he said is like, I'll get to your comment in a second, Lola. Basically what he said is, at this point where I'm at, I don't need it anymore. And I think a lot of people, they were thinking like, well, what about us that's trying to get to your level? I think more what he's saying is that when you get to a certain number, it's like, just stop, bro. Like, it's okay to just stop. And I kind of have that same thought process. Like, I do have like a hard number that I want to get to. And then after that, I don't really want to take from people anymore. I want to begin to give back. But the one thing that's true is you have to help yourself before you can help others. Now, he does go on in this stream to say, like, at this point, I pay people. I'm very charitable. And then there's taxes involved. So, he's in Florida. They don't take an income tax, but he does get federal taxes taken out. So you can say that 35 million is probably closer to like 25 million or something after taxes, and he pays people and all that. But still, even after all the expenses, he's completely super rich. So when we talk about these big companies that continue to try to gouge us and steal our money, it's kind of insane. Let's go into this last part, though. I want to talk about, and we can actually get back into this maybe on Monday. If y'all want to talk about this on Monday, let me know. We can go into just YouTubers and kind of some of the analytics there and the way it works, because I do know a lot about it, and it's very interesting. And you might even get my take on it, on how I look at it from a standpoint of how I want my finances to play out on YouTube, and if I would, do the same thing as him in his situation. I'll save those comments for later. I want to talk about this weird guy right here that I don't seem to like by the way he acts. But let's actually preface it. This is going to be our last clip before we get into our positive story. J.B. Pritzker addresses the highly suspect $1.4 million in gambling winnings on his tax returns. I was incredibly lucky, Pritzker says. I like to play cards, and I founded a charitable poker match that has raised millions of dollars for the Holocaust Museum. What? I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Let's listen to him. Maybe we can get some better context.
And I've explained this, or at least we did in a statement, that I went on vacation with my wife, with some friends. I was incredibly lucky. You have to be to end up ahead, frankly, going to a casino anywhere. It was in Las Vegas, and I like to play cards. And so, that I founded a charitable poker match here in Chicago called the Chicago Poker Challenge that has raised millions of dollars for the Holocaust Museum here. And particularly to stand up for civil rights. That's much of what the Holocaust Museum does. And so, anyway, that's all I can say about it. I mean, I had fun doing it. I encourage people to come to the state of Illinois and gamble in our casinos here. We have some really lovely places.
He's the devil, bro. Are politicians all actually evil? I'm leaning more towards yes when I see something like this. This person is the most dishonest person I've ever seen in my life, just from a standpoint of only watching a 1-minute clip of him. And I'm standing on that 100%. This person is completely evil, bro. What he's saying makes absolutely no sense. And I honestly don't even want to break down why, but I'll just tell you this. You don't just get lucky when you make $1.4 million in the casino unless you are pulling a slot machine. There's no luck involved. Or unless you say, you know what? I'm just going to put $500,000 on roulette, and I'm just going to hope that it lands on black. And then, I make $1 million. I guess he'd have to put $700,000 on there because it's just like, win your money. Or I guess technically you could put it all on Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers to win the game against the Bengals, which they lost, which is most likely what you would have bet on. If you had that much money, then you'd be down $700,000. And also, you can look at his smug reaction and the way that he dodged the question and begin to talk about other things because he has a really good sleight of hand because he's been doing this for a long time. And that's how politicians are able to weasel out of pretty much most questions. But if you just break down the way that he answered that question and didn't answer it, but then began to speak about his charitable donations to try to make it lighten it up. And then he ends it by basically being a DraftKings spokesperson and saying you should come and gamble in our state. Listen to him.
You know, encourage people to come to the state of Illinois and gamble in our casinos here. We have
telling people to come and gamble in your state is basically like telling them to come and lose all their money. People can't afford to gamble. Gambling is one of the fastest ways to lose your money. You're almost always going to lose. 95% of the people that gamble lose. All right. And you'll see basically like the 5% that hit a jackpot once in a million times, or they might win the lottery when it's $2.8 billion after the lottery made like $10 billion because they're only giving you back a percentage of the ticket sales that you get. So if the lottery's giving you $1 billion to the winner, that means that the people that have bought lottery tickets have bought like $5 billion of lottery tickets. They're just giving you like 20% of the money that they brought in. Lottery makes so much money, it's insane. Like, if you want to make money, start a lottery company. Do a raffle. Raffles are the same way. When you get into a raffle, like, sure, you can get a car for $100, but the car that costs $60,000, so many people put raffle tickets in, the person that's holding the raffle, they end up getting like $300,000, and then they give you a $60,000 car. And yes, the one person that wins with those little small odds, they'll get that car for $1,000 or $100. But the people that entered the raffle paid for the car 5 times over. So the only person that actually wins is the one person that got that car for a couple of raffle tickets and the person that threw the raffle. And those are the only people that win. Everybody else just lost money for no reason. This guy is a complete snake. And he's an awful person by the way that he promoted gambling, because I guarantee you that the people that you're telling to gamble will not make $1.4 million in your state. I guarantee it. 99.9% of them. Only that 1% that'll win the raffle. And with that, we're going to quit. We're going to stop. I don't like the word quit. We're going to end on that, because it's completely disgusting. And we are at 2 hours and 16 minutes. I only plan on going to 2. But we got to end off our weekend on something positive. So let's get right into that. This one's kind of funny. I want to have a little fun going in. Oreo the dog survived. Let's check it out.
It's a moment that resonated with so many of you. Casey Colvin overwhelmed with emotion as he finds his Pomeranian Oreo, who had been lost in the rubble for days in the Palisades fire. NBC News' video of that reunion went viral, millions sympathizing with his emotional reaction. And now, 9 months later, that video has led to legislative change. California Governor Newsom just signing a law inspired by Oreo that will require cities and counties make a plan for how to retrieve pets that become trapped in evacuated areas. It's the first law of its kind in the country. What's your reaction when you saw the governor sign this law?
We were so surprised. Oh, it's just the best feeling in the world. It feels like we won the lottery, literally.
When we first met Casey, the night of the fire, he was in tears trying to get to Oreo.
How do I get to my house?
For days, he couldn't get past the roadblocks. His story highlighting just how hard it can be for pet owners to rescue their pets during a natural disaster.
Pets are family. So for me personally, me being able to walk out of the fires with my dogs is the miracle. And having a law now that can help other people, like Oreo's in the history books. That's totally wild. It makes me so happy.
Hi, Bubba. One bright spot from the fires, creating change. Can we see a little Oreo?
Yeah.
Liz Kreutz, NBC News.
We thank you for...
Yeah, can we see little Oreo? Can we see him? You know, I don't know. This is kind of a strange one, but it is a positive story in that fact that, oh, shoot, sorry, dang, I meant to... respond to your thing. You are very good at this. You don't speak like most. Well, I appreciate that, honestly. And yeah, I don't know. Just have fun with the story for what it is. I'm sure a lot of y'all laughed. I thought it was hilarious, honestly. You got Oreo licking him in the mouth. And but I can't say anything bad because it's a positive story. Usually I would joke and, you know, have a lot of fun with this and begin to but I can't do it. He got his dog back. I'm glad the dog's alive. I'm glad it survived the fire. I'm glad they passed the law to protect pets and fires. And this means a lot to this man. And I think that's the best thing about it. So shout out to all the pet parents, which I'm sure he is. But yeah, as far as you know, I don't groupthink. I absolutely do not groupthink. I don't follow the trends of what other people are doing. I ride my own wave, and you know, sometimes it might take me out to a different part in the sea where nobody else is at. But you know, if I come across the island that's luscious, then I can claim it as my own. And you know, I might even have a lot of coconut trees, pineapple. Wait, what? Pineapple bush? Ain't pineapples in a bush? I don't know. I might find a really nice island, then I can claim it as my own, rather than having to share an island with a whole bunch of degenerates. So my thing is this. I think we should always think for ourselves. I think we should always do the right thing, no matter what is going on. Like, you can always be backed up if you do the right thing, okay? Like, that's what I always stand on. I don't necessarily look at things from a standpoint of, you know, how does everybody else look at this? I look at it from a standpoint of what's right and what's wrong. And I don't care about consequences of what's going to happen to me. As long as I'm doing what's right, I don't care if I get clipped. It's a word I use for getting killed. I don't care if I get clipped. I don't care if I'm thrown in jail. I don't care if I get praise. I don't care if I get adulation. It doesn't matter. I just want to do what's right. And it always starts with protecting children. And it always starts with making the right decision as far as what you believe is the right decision in reality, not in your own reality, but in reality of the entire world, not in your own mind, because that's something separate. And that's when delusion begins to become a part of it. So with that, that's all I got to say. It is the weekend. Dinner and news with DotSale. How did y'all like the food? Check that out one more time before we go. Go ahead and grab one more plate. Take a plate to go. Matter of fact, take this plate. You can take it home, because when I do these videos, I treat them like we're actually together, like y'all are in the studio with me. I don't treat it like you're just looking through a screen. Like, that's why I always got like some nice cologne. I make it smell good in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got it, you know, East St. Laurent. That's what we've been doing this week. You know, it smells very good in here. All right. Like, every time before I do these, I get in the shower, I brush my teeth, I make sure I floss, I'm very clean, my hair is washed, and I just do all of these things for y'all because I really give y'all the respect that you deserve, and I believe that y'all are the best audience on the entire planet. Anybody that comes to lunch and news or dinner and news with DotSale, y'all are incredible, every last one of y'all, and I want y'all to understand that I consider you as family, all right? So get a round of applause for yourself and begin to have a very good weekend on a positive note. You know, like Oreo's, like Oreo the dog, like his owner feels right now, or his father. That was fun. That was fun. I appreciate y'all, like, for real. I don't really know how to say it. I might try to, I'm gonna figure out how to say I appreciate y'all in a different language. Maybe I'll say it in Spanish, in Italian, in Sudanese, and Cantonese. I'm about to go play some video games, y'all. Then I'm gonna record some more videos for the weekend for y'all. But I just want to play some video games. It's been a crazy week. Peace. See y'all on Monday.